Greetings everyone, I hope you're well. My name is Meshak and I am a photographer and filmmaker from Kenya, based in Kenya. Today I want to talk about STCW. So what is STCW? Before we delve into what it is, you have been seeing opportunities in Kenya. If you're in Kenya, there are so many opportunities to work in cruise ships and in sea vessels. So, and if you are applying for these jobs, one thing that you will see is a requirement is STCW. So, what is STCW? STCW is the Standards of Training, Certification and Watch Keeping. Yeah, and if you are in Kenya and in East Africa, STCW is offered in certified institutions, and the two certified institutions are one, Bandari Maritime Academy, and two, Kisumu Maritime Academy. So STCW is divided, for you to understand it better, I will divide it into 3 stages that is required in the process of acquiring an STCW certificate. So one of the stage is medical. They require you to be fit physically, internally and mentally. So the first thing they do, you go through a medical checkup. Yeah, so that is one. So I will list them and then we will go deeper. The second one is school. So as I mentioned a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, the two approved institutions that offer these courses are Bandari Maritime Academy and Kisumu Maritime Academy. And the third part is certification. So certification is done by one, the school after you complete the course, and two, it is done by the Kenya Maritime Authority. Yeah, so let's delve into it, and I'll start with the medical part. The medical part is divided into two. One, there is the basic one. Here they are checking basic things. Yeah, are you physically fit? Can you hear all right? Can you see okay? Do you have any disabilities? And if you are fit to go to a sea vessel, a seagoing vessel. And then the second part is the comprehensive one. So the comprehensive one, they're checking things like lungs, yeah, your chest, they're checking your chest, they're checking your heart, yes, they're checking so many things, yeah. And after you complete that, you take your results. So they give you a certificate. It's called the Seafarer Medical Certificate. So this Seafarer Medical Certificate, after you get it from the clinic, and the clinics are authorized by KMA or the cruise ship that is hiring. So they will tell you, go to this clinic because they trust those doctors. Yeah. So after you get either of the two or both at once, you can decide, let me just do the basic medical, yeah, and then, or you can decide and then do the comprehensive one later, or you can do both of them at once. But the one that is required for you, and also these things are linked. You cannot go to apply for school without this medical certificate. And then I'll also do a breakdown cost of each and every one. So after you are done with the physical tests, the clinic will help you fill this Seafarer Medical Certificate that you will take to Kenya Maritime Authority for a stamp. Yeah, and then I think I'll do the hacks right now. So if you're going for the medical, go early as you can. If you submit it before 11, you can pick the certificate at 2 p.m. But if you go at 2 p.m., you have to come the next day so that you pick it. That's when it is stamped. Yeah. So you have finished with the medical. The next step now, depending on which one you've done. So the school does not require you to have the comprehensive one. So after you have submitted your form to Kenya Maritime Academy and they have stamped it, make 2 copies. Yeah, make 2 copies, keep one, and one you take it to the school. So you take 1 copy to the school and 1 copy of your ID for you to register. So the school has different cohorts. So and with the increase of many people acquiring these certificates, they have increased the what? The enrollment, yeah? So you have like different cohorts. So you'll be told the next class is on this day, on this day, on this day. So by the time you're told the class is on this day, have at least the medical ready. Yeah? So when you take, this is the admission. So when you take the seafarer medical certificate, the guys at the KMA will not tell you to make 2 copies. Yeah? So I'm telling you, make 2 copies. One, you keep it. And then the other one, along with your copy of your ID, you take to the school. Those are the required documents for you to be admitted. Yeah. So the requirements, I read them, of the school for STCW are academic certificate, ID, national ID card, and then personal accident insurance cover, swimsuit, full payment of course fee, personal protective equipment, and writing materials. Yeah, I'll delve deeper into that after we get in school. So you have gotten your seafarer certificate. You have taken a copy of the certificate and a copy of your ID to the school, and then they'll tell you the next slot. So they register you, and then you will receive either by email or by text that you have been admitted to the Bandari Maritime Academy. Yeah, the Bandari Maritime Academy. Now, after you receive the text, now you have to start attending school. So let me now go into the school. So this is the poster, the brochure of Bandari Maritime Academy. Yeah, and the course that you're taking, it is right here. So the following courses are available on demand. Now, because the demand is high, they have increased the frequency of the classes. So STCW, Basic Safety, which is mandatory, a duration is 10 days. Minimum requirement is KCPE or serving seafarers. Examining body, it is the school, Bandari Maritime Academy. And the school fees is 35,000 Kenya shillings. Yeah. So if you read the requirements of the school, it writes down here, come with writing materials. Yeah, which is funny because some of my cohorts, some didn't have pens, some didn't have writing materials. So that is something that is required of you. I did a vlog every day of the 10 plus days that I was in school. So we will be seeing that later. Now school is very, now you've gotten into school. One, they do not allow open shoes. They also do not allow shaggy hair. They also require you to come with some kind of official wear. Yeah, be presentable. And the other thing, time. Time is very important. Sometimes they keep time, sometimes they don't. Yeah, this is personal experiences. So the reporting classes start at 8. Reporting is 7:30. And you see, the course you're taking is STCW. STCW has the watch keeping aspect of it. So you have to keep time. And as you're aware, seafarers keep time. They are governed by time. So school starts at 8, as I said, all the way to 5. And you have different trainers, some experienced seafarers, others engineers, others different people from different fields. Yeah, and the things that you are learning at this school are: 1, elementary first aid course. So this is first aid, CPR, and this is conducted by health practitioner, probably a doctor, someone with a medical background. Yes, and then we have fire prevention and firefighting course. So in this one, a fire is lit. There is a fire center. I told you I was doing vlogs every day. So in subsequent days, I'll be sharing that. So here you are being shown how to put off a fire and how to prevent a fire. And that is why in the requirements, personal protective equipment. Yeah. And the other one is PSTC. That is Personal Survival Techniques course. This is how to survive, because you are getting into 1, uncharted waters, and 2, a different world. How do you survive there in case of an emergency? How do you keep sane? How do you, in case, yes, 1, an emergency, 2, how do you keep sane? Yeah, and then the other one is personal safety and social responsibility. The other one is ship security awareness. And the last one is life skills. So these are the courses that you're being taught at the Bandari school. Yeah, and they've written here the course is 10 days, and these are very back-to-back 10 days. So if you check in on Monday, Saturday and Sunday are considered school days. So you have to attend class on both Saturday and Sunday. Same hours, 8 to 5. Yeah. And yeah, it was pretty intense and pretty fascinating. You get to learn so many things. The other part is, so we've done medical, we've done school, and the other thing is the certification. So on the 10th day, wait, let me first go back to the school part. So the school part, you have to pass the fire prevention and the firefighting course. Yeah, so you have to go through that fire training center. Like they light a fire, a big fire, and then you're going through that fire. You are shown how to, in a case of a fire, how do you conduct yourself? You have to pass that on. Like that one is very important. And the other one, on the personal survival techniques, there's a swimming pool. So you have to have a bit understanding, and also you're working in the sea. The sea is surrounded by water, so it is common sense for you to learn a bit of swimming. And there is a place where people jump. It is 4.5 meters up, so you have to jump there. So if you are not a good swimmer, when you report to the school, speak to the pool attendants. Depending on when your personal survival technique course will be, because you don't just get on day 1 and then day 2 you are going into the pool. No. So depending on when your time will be, speak with them on day 1. If you are not a good swimmer, they will train you at a fee that you will agree on. So speak with them early in advance so that on the day you are well prepared and well equipped. And so that part they take it very seriously, and if you do not pass that, you do not get the what is it called? You do not get the certificate from the school. Yeah, they deny you that. So you have to at least have some basic of swimming. As I said, I'm repeating myself, you are surrounded by water. It's common sense that you should have some basics of swimming. Yeah. Yes. So after you have completed your 10 days, on the last day, you will be given now the certificate. Such a certificate. I won't show you because it has my details. But it is written, this is to certify that the above named trainee completed the STCW course held at Bandari Maritime Academy and passed. So this one is given after you pay the school fees, and this is what now you take to Kenya Maritime Academy so that you get the certifications. Yeah, and you're taking this among other documents. There are other documents that you're taking. You remember the certificate, the seafarer medical certificate I told you to make 2 copies of. One you took to the school, and the second one you're taking back to Kenya Maritime Academy. The reason I'm telling you to do it early in advance, because the guys at Maritime, they don't tell you to make copies. So for my case, I left the Kenya Maritime offices and then went to the school only to be told that I need those copies, a copy of the seafarer certificate and a copy of the ID. And that distance messed me up in a way. Yes, now on the last day, among this certificate, the trainers will help you fill the documents for you to get now the certificate. Right? So the certification, Bandari Maritime Academy is the examining body. They are the ones who set the exam. And now with this one, after they say you have passed. The certification, these two, I won't show you because again, they have my details. These two, one reads, Certificate of Proficiency, Basic Safety Training for Seafarers. Yeah? Yes. The government of the Republic of Kenya certifies that I have been found duly qualified in personal survival techniques, fire prevention, elementary aid, personal safety, and social responsibility. So you're getting one, and then you're also getting another one for security awareness training for seafarers. So these are the documents that are offered, they are issued by Kenya Maritime Academy. And then the other document that now looks like a passport is this one. So this one is CDC. Previously, it was called the Seaman's Book, but now with the increase of our dear sisters joining the cruise ships, it was changed from Seaman's Book to a continuous discharge book called the CDC, Seafarers Continuous Discharge Book. No, discharge certificate, sorry, and record book. Yeah, so this is it. So this is what you're getting from KMA. And also at the end of this video, I will highlight the cost implication and how much each costs. Yeah. What documents do you need when you are deciding to go for the STCW? It is important, one, to have your passport. Two, it is also important to have your yellow fever. Three, not important, but since you are traveling abroad, have your COVID certification, vaccines. And go with them, the original ones, because we had some people who did not have their originals and they had a difficult time. Yes, so not to repeat myself, but to dig into details, to go deeper. When you're doing the, and now this I will pair it with the costings, yeah, and get your pen and paper so that you can calculate how much you need. And also, as you calculate, remember, if you decide to take the classes in Mombasa, one, you have to get to Mombasa, and there are 3 ways to get to Mombasa. One is by air, the other one is by train, by rail, we have the SGR, and the other one is by road. Yeah. So by air, if you decide to use air, I would recommend a website called kayak.com. You can get cheap flights if you book early in advance. If you're going by rail, the SGR, the commuter train express, you can check their website. And if you're going by road, there are so many buses. There are good options with the buses. We have so many buses going to and from Mombasa every day. You can't miss a bus. And like a trail, you can like the train, you can find that it is fully booked. Like in my case, it was fully booked, and also for flights, they were fully booked. So you can also check the bus, and all these things have cost implications. And then when you get to Mombasa, you have to consider accommodation. One, there are 3 means of accommodation. One, you can use hotels. 2, you can use hostels. And 3, you can be hosted by a family or friend. Yeah. And whichever you choose may or may not have cost implications, but certainly there will be a cost to it. And then the other thing you have to consider is food and drinks. So the school does not provide meals, nor do they provide drinks. Yeah, drinks in this case is water, because one, Mombasa is hot. If you decide to go to Mombasa, and also Kisumu, it's very hot. Yeah, and you will be consuming a lot of water. The other thing you need to carry your swimming costume, because this is a course that involves water. Under the school, they have a swimming pool where you can either swim or practice. Yeah, because there is one time that you will use your swimming costume. And the other one is on the firefighting, your PPE. Yeah, overall, gloves, helmet. Yeah, but if you don't have those, the school hires them out. Yeah, we will go bit by bit on the cost implications. Yeah, so I want to now go into details on the medical one. So the medical one, the basic one is 6,500, and this is depending on the clinic you have chosen, or the cruise that you'll be joining has chosen for you. If they tell you go to this specific one, so the basic medical examination is 6,500. And then there are so many people working in cruise ships. We have those who are handling food and those who are non-food handlers. So if you are a food handler for the comprehensive one, you are paying 26,500. Yeah, on top of your food handling certificate. And then if you are a non-food handler, you are paying 25,500 for the comprehensive one. That is where you have this ECG. Is it called ECG? Yes, ECG search. They're checking your chest. They are drawing blood to check if you're using drugs. Yeah, and also at this point I should mention, if you want to go for this course, stay away from drugs, because if any substance is found in your blood, it leads to disqualification. Like If you have been selected by a cruise ships, that is the end of the road for you. If you have not, and then your medical exams, they come back and then they show there is content of drugs in your blood system, it will be hard for you to be accepted. Yeah. So if you know, stay away from drugs, they test that. Yeah. And after you are done with that, they will, after you're done with the complete, because now that is the complete one. So the comprehensive medical test, it's super comprehensive. So watch out if you are using drugs. Yes, they check everything. And so the total for the comprehensive medical, if you are doing the if you are doing the what? If you're a non-food handler, that is 32,000. If you are a food handler, that is 33,000. When you finish, and shout out to Dr. Rashid Clinic, yeah, they were very helpful in the process. As soon as you get your results, they send you, there's a fee that you remember the seafarer medical certificate. For you to get that stamp, you're paying $5, and you're paying in USD. Yeah, so consider that. And also at the end of this video, I'll give you tips and tricks. Yeah, so you are paying $5 for you to get the stamp. So they tell you to take that number and to go pay the $5, and then as you go get the other thing you're doing in the under this medical, you're getting vaccines. The vaccines that you're getting are, yes, let me show you. There are many. You're getting vaccines. How many vaccines did you get? On top of no, it's not this one. Just give me a second. On top of you having the COVID, not the COVID. On top of you having the yellow fever, on the yellow fever, yeah, I showed you. On the yellow fever booklet, this is where they stamp your these vaccines that I'll be reading out to you. So the vaccines you are getting are one, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, varicella. You're also getting MMR, tetanus, TB, typhoid, diphtheria, pertussis. So yellow fever because you already have. Polio you already have. Yeah. So those are the vaccines that you're getting. Now, depending if you have traveled and you have gotten other vaccines, so the cost might go down. And if you don't have this yellow fever, the yellow fever will cost you 2,500 because that is a start. So you get the jab, the yellow fever jab, and then you get the other jabs, and the cost will range from 3,500 to 8,000, depending if you have ever gotten the vaccinations mentioned. Yeah. So after you do that, you are now to go pay the $5. Now this is the process. I'm giving you the process and also how I did it. So after the medical, I did the comprehensive one, got the results, and then went for vaccinations. After vaccinations, that is when you pay for the seafarer medical certificate stamp. You pay the $5. And now that's when you take the form to Kenya Maritime Authority. Kenya Maritime Authority. Yes. And then you go with that receipt from the bank. So also another trick, yeah. When you're going to pay, ask the bank to give you two bank slips. Yeah. When I asked, they did not charge me. I don't know if they charge. Keep the photocopy and take the bank slip to KMA so that you get the stamp. And also remember, go early, because if you take past 2 p.m., you will come back the next day at 2 p.m. to pick it up. So make sure you go before 12:30, because also another thing about Kenya Maritime Authority, they go for lunch from 12:30 to 2. Yeah, so if you are playing with that time, you are okay. And now when you leave, you have taken to KMA, and if you're lucky, you've picked the form on that same day. You go and make 2 copies, and also get a copy of your ID you take to the school. And then now you enroll. So if there is no long queue, maybe you can join the next class, depending. I don't know how their program is now. So far now, you have spent how much? You have spent 32,000 if you are a non-food handler, and also 33,000 if you are a food handler. And depending on whether you have the yellow fever or and other vaccines, so you are spending between so if you have yellow fever, you're only spending on the vaccines. If you don't have yellow fever, 2,500 for the yellow fever, and then the vaccines, ranging from, now if you are a new, like if you get the yellow fever there, so your price will be up, so you'll be spending another 8,500. Yeah, so that's about 11,000 on the vaccines. And then you're paying $5 for the stamp, just the stamp. You're paying $5. Now you're done with the medical. Yeah, and now you have enrolled to school. So when you enroll, when you've been accepted, the school fees at Bandari Maritime is 35,000 Kenya shillings paid to their bank. Yeah, but the good thing is they won't chase you if you have not paid the school fees, because they know there is no escape. If you don't have the success letter, it's called a success letter. If you don't have the success letter, you're doomed. So they let you learn, yeah, but they will get you on the last day. So if you are able to pay the 35,000 school fees, pay in advance, yeah, so that you finish everything. And I read you the requirements, yeah. I read them again for you. So you production of academic certificates or testimonials, possession of national ID, personal accident insurance cover to cover for your entire training, a swimsuit, full payment, personal protective equipment, and then must come with writing materials. So they do not accept NHIF, and they do not, even if you have a comprehensive medical cover, it is null and void, and I fail to understand why. Yeah, so you will be forced to sign up with Old Mutual. Old Mutual, they sell the insurance cover for the 10 days only. So you'll be paying 668. This is information that we did not know, but having attended the courses, so you're paying 668 for the insurance, and that is to cover you for the 10 days and only when you're in school. Yeah, so they tell us that there was an incident where I told you have to jump from a height of 4.5 meters into the swimming pool. So there's someone who was involved in an accident, and for the school to protect themselves, they enforced this law. So you have to have personal insurance, yes, and they chose Old Mutual. Some people had comprehensive insurance, but they did not accept it, so they ended up paying the 668 for 10 days. And this 68 days will they say the benefits are 200,000 for the, in case you are covered to a maximum of 200,000 if you are involved in an accident within those 10 days and in school. And the possible accident areas are the swimming pool and the firefighting centers. I also got a scar, but it is now healed. You will see it in the vlogs that I was doing every day. Yes, so there's that. And then you see, so you add that 668 for your personal cover. And if you do not have personal protective equipment, e.g. overall, gloves, helmet, and safety shoes, set aside 300 Kenya shillings. That is they have the equipment, so they hire them out. Yes. And if you know you are having the fire class, maybe in 2 days, you go pay early. Yes. Even without consulting your class rep. Even without consulting them, go pay early and go do your fitting and then set it aside. Yes, so that because most of them are not in the best of conditions, so go for your fitting, get fitting safety equipment, get fitting shoes, yeah, so that you are safe and you are safe from accidents. So there is that. So the hidden fees are the 668 and 300. But if you have your protective equipment or you know someone at the school, you can borrow. Yeah, 35,000 for the school fees, 668 for the for the insurance, personal accident insurance cover. Yes, and the 300 for to hire the protective gears equipment. So when you're done with school, now you come to KMA, yeah, KMA now, and the trainers will help you fill all the documents. Because again, if you fill one document wrong, you go, it will be a lot of back and forth. So there were so many applications to fill because one from KMA, you're getting these two documents, these two certificates, and also you're getting this booklet that looks like a passport from KMA. So for these three documents, you're paying $70. Yes, $70, and you're paying through their dollar account. So I'm sure if you have been calculating, by now you see how much you need. The one thing you should know about KMA, one, they had a backlog and they are not the best competitive people. They take their time. Yeah. So I followed up this document for 3 days. You can imagine. And it is printed in-house. And also the problem of being printed in-house, they make so many mistakes. You know, they are printing. Some of them are lazy. Naturally, they are lazy. Some of them are overworked. There's a guy who was doing everything. I was there, I stayed for 3 days. There's a day I got there at 9:15 and left at 5. The day I got this document, and I saw a lot. I observed a lot. Yeah, that guy held the whole office with his hands because some people are lazy. There's someone who came at 12:20, and I told you KMA they go lunch at 12:30, and then they come back at 2. So she came at 12:20, and at 2:30 she left. Yeah, and have I left anything? Yeah, so I think the other charges are to consider are transport to and fro, your accommodation depending on where you get it, and the food and drinks. That comes in handy because you don't want to go to class in an empty stomach. And the good thing is around the school there are kibandas with affordable food. So there's also something very important that I have forgotten. On the certification, there is a course that is not offered in Kenya. Yeah, there's a course that is not offered in Kenya, and that is the crowd and crisis management. Yeah, so this one is done online, the crowd crisis management, crowd and crisis management. It is done online. It is offered by STCW.online. Yeah, and the charge for this is $69. Last time when I did mine, I don't know how much the dollar was at because it has been increasing all the time. But I paid 9,199. Yeah, that was the conversion on that day. So you get this certificate for crowd crisis and management because it is not offered locally. Yeah, so that is one important point I had forgotten. So keep that in mind because it has a cost factor. So my trick is, if you are going to take this course, at least have $100 in USD currency. One to pay at the for the you're spending a total of 75 US dollars at KMA, yeah, for their services. The $5 is for the stamp, and the $70 is for the 2 certificates and the CDC. Yes, so my tips and tricks have dollars, and keep time in school. Keep time. You don't want to get on the wrong side of the trainers. Yeah, and basically, I think I've shared everything. This is me repeating myself. I will share the vlogs in the coming days that add more light to how this STCW course is all about. So I think that marks the end of it. If you have any question or clarification, kindly put it down in the comment, and I'll be releasing the vlogs that I was doing every day in the days to come. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you get to go out there, be great, and share your stories so that more people can join the life at sea. Yeah. So that is it. See you when you see me. Bye.